Hello friends, as DNA genealogy testing has risen in popularity, occasional horror stories have emerged. There are people who have been given the wrong results, for instance, while others have made discoveries that have changed their lives forever. So while the equipment used in the analysis of your DNA is generally sound, the findings themselves may come as a shock. Before we move on, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications bell for new amazing videos. Rebecca had been born in November 1994 to Joseph and Jennifer Cardellone, and she remained the couple's much-beloved only child even as she grew up. In time, though, the Cardellone's daughter was eager to learn more about her unique family heritage, which was Italian on her father's side. In 2017, Catherine St. Clair launched the NPE Friends Facebook group. NPE stands for Not Parent Expected, with the community itself being a place that people can join after DNA testing reveals that their mothers or fathers are not who they believed they were. St. Clair created the group, moreover, after she discovered that the man who had raised her was not her biological dad. Describing how she had felt when she had unearthed her true parentage, St. Clair told the New York Post in 2018, "You feel completely alone and isolated. It's like having an infection that's deep under your skin that keeps festering, and it's painful, and it's getting worse and worse. Only after it's exposed to air can it start to heal." It's safe to say, then, that some people who've partaken in at-home DNA testing have discovered more than they bargained for. And as it happens, the Cardellones would find themselves among that fortunate group. Yes, after they have received the results of their individual genealogy kits, the tight-knit family came to see that they had been living a lie. It only became clear that something was amiss. However, when Rebecca, Joseph, and Jennifer's DNA results came back in February 2019, these findings showed that while Rebecca appeared to be matched to her mother, there seemed to be less of a link with her father. In fact, it appeared that Rebecca and Joseph had no genetic makeup in common. And when talking to Good Morning America in August 2019, Joseph revealed what had subsequently transpired. The distraught dad said that when he looked at the results, what we immediately noticed was that there was no traces of Italian DNA in Rebecca's results at all, and her DNA matched my wife's pretty closely. At first, then, Joseph believed that there had been a mistake with the DNA results, and this led to a call to the kits maker. In response, though, the company explained the process that the samples underwent, and ultimately, Joseph began to realize that there was a chance he and Rebecca weren't related at all. So, to get to the bottom of the mystery, Joseph and Rebecca took to a paternity test together, and when the results of that study came back, the pair's greatest fear was realized. They were not biologically connected at all. Joseph went on to explain to Good Morning America, "My disbelief turned quickly to shock and then ultimately to anger that this could possibly be the case." To find answers to his questions, though, Joseph had to go all the way back to 1993. During that year, he and Jennifer had visited what was named the Greater Cincinnati Institute for Reproductive Health after they had experienced difficulties conceiving. And after seeing that offers they had on the table, the couple had decided to try in vitro fertilization, or IVF. As many will know, IVF involves an egg being fertilized with sperm in a lab environment before it's implanted inside a woman's uterus. And before the Cardellones underwent the procedure, they had been assured that Joseph's sperm would be used to inseminate Jennifer's eggs. So just what had gone wrong? Well, considering Rebecca's DNA results, it appears that sperm belonging to someone else was used during the IVF process. Naturally, then, the Cardellone family felt as though they had been betrayed. Speaking at a news conference in August 2019, Joseph explained, "This has been an extremely difficult time for my family." Joseph continued, "I never would have imagined the Christmas gift of a home DNA kit would unveil this kind of abuse of our trust. For our daughter, Rebecca, it's even tougher. She's experiencing significant emotional stress and confusion concerning her own identity." It appeared, too, that the results had also had major impact on the man who had previously assumed he was Rebecca's biological father. Speaking candidly at the news conference, Joseph said, "It's hard to explain the shock and agony when you find out that someone you love and care for, your own daughter, is not genetically related to you. There's a mix of anger, pain, and confusion that comes along with having to accept this and having to break the news to our family." And while speaking about Jennifer's reaction, Joseph revealed she has to deal with the fact that this clinic fertilized her eggs with a complete stranger's sperm and placed them in her body. She's profoundly disappointed that she can no longer give birth to a child with both of our genetics, and that's exactly why we sought the help of doctors in the first place. So after making their shocking discovery, Joseph and Jennifer filed a civil lawsuit against the Christ Hospital Health Network, Ovation Fertility Cincinnati, and what is today called the Institute for Reproductive Health. In particular, the Cardillones alleged that the original lab that had helped them conceive Rebecca had in fact used another man's sperm. The law firm representing the family, Piper Wolf, Carr & Kane, specializes in taking on fertility clinics for alleged misconduct. And while speaking of the Cardillones' press conference, managing shareholder Joseph C. Pfeiffer said of the family's case, "This is a massive betrayal of trust and an unthinkable break of trust." According to the firm, moreover, only 1 of 5 people could be Rebecca's biological father, with a doctor at the Christ Hospital allegedly among these individuals. Crucially, the Christ Hospital had previously been associated with the Greater Cincinnati Institute for Reproductive Health, where Joseph and Jennifer had undergone IVF. Commenting on Rebecca's potential paternity, the Cardillones' lawyer, Adam Wolf, told the Daily Mail the defense should go through their records and find whose sperm they used to create the embryo. "We have no idea if this was intentional or a horrifically negligent accident. We've asked, but we've been met with radio silence." And as you would expect, Joseph and Jennifer have signed a contract with the Christ Hospital before the procedure went ahead. However, according to an August 2019 report by CNN, the medical establishment was withholding comment owing to the pending litigation. Instead, the Christ Hospital simply stated that it was evaluating the allegations surrounding events alleged to have occurred in the early 1990s. The affiliated Institute for Reproductive Health, by contrast, issued a statement that said it hadn't been in operation in 1994. Any possible error, then, lay at the feet of the Christ Hospital's former lab. The message to CNN read, "Because this alleged incident occurred in the Christ Hospital's laboratory before our practice and laboratory existed, we cannot comment on what may or may not have occurred in the laboratory." But perhaps it's not that straightforward. You see, Wolf has claimed that the lab director and doctor who had previously worked at the original Greater Cincinnati Institute were now based in the newer Institute for Reproductive Health. Even so, neither of these people were named as defendants in the lawsuit, which alleges negligence and breach of contract. According to CNN, the lawsuit also asserts that Jennifer was the victim of battery, as she hadn't agreed to have her embryo fertilized by a stranger. With that in mind, the Cardillones were seeking financial compensation of an unknown sum. The couple have also requested the name of Rebecca's biological dad along with his medical history. In addition, the Cardillones are apparently eager to know if Joseph's sperm was used elsewhere. In August 2019, Wolf told NBC-affiliated channel WCMH-TV, "If you provide sperm to create an embryo and you find out that sperm was not used for your daughter, you have to wonder, where did your sperm go?" Plus, Wolf and his clients have called for a change in the way in which the fertility industry is run in the United States. The lawyer explained to the Daily Mail there need to be mandatory inspections of facilities, consequences if something in the facility goes wrong, and certification requirements for fertility clinics. In most states, you don't even need to be certified to run. In Ohio, you can open up a center in your basement. As of 2021, the Cardillones suit continues to make its way through the legal proceedings, although it may be a long journey to the truth. And in the meantime, Rebecca can only wonder about who she is and whether she has further biological relatives, ones that she may not have known about if it hadn't been for an at-home DNA test. Did you like the story? Check out our channel for more.